Good morning. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Today is October 3rd, the month of harvest, as I was speaking earlier. Now, I want to talk a little bit about God. You see, God works in mysterious ways, and sometimes the way God works is in a way where we humans cannot understand, and we get frustrated or we misinterpret what God is trying to do in our lives. But I just want you to understand that there's always hope because God never gives up on anybody. It's the other way around. Usually the people, cannot see or project what God is trying to do in their lives, so they give up. And so I want you to, you know, have some foundational rules or foundational practices that allows you to increase your faith when you're losing faith, because we all know faith is strength, and a lot of times we lose faith because we have so much strength in a certain perspective or a mind or state of vision. However, we lose the circumstances of it when God has a different kind of perspective. And we have to see that God can see further than we can. And though we make mistakes, right? God can still take those mistakes and still elaborate and make it perfect. Because guess what? He created us. He knows that when He created us perfect and we made the mistake of, Adam and Eve made the mistake of not listening to what God had said prior to and connecting with the devil. Now we had a covenant with the devil for about 6,000 years. However, times have changed where we're in the end times and things have sped up. So many things in society are showing these signs. And I just want you to understand, when God says something, it means it will come to pass. And so when it does come to pass, there are always signs and symbols that take place, like rivers drying up, red heifers you're seeing, different types of worship, new world order, changes of money. So many different things are showing. And the Bible was written thousands of years ago. However, it's being played out just like a playbook. So understand that these things show a significance of truth. And so look to God, because He's the creator, He's the author, He's the Alpha, and He's the Omega. It's hard sometimes. We lose focus. However, He can always revive us so that we can do the best we can. And if you believe, comment yes below. And of course, like, comment, and share this video. And if you haven't already subscribe for more great messages. As you understand, in this life, we have so much things that we must accomplish. And we cannot accomplish none of those goals without God's help, because He created us. It's just like anything that you buy, right? When you buy it comes with instructions. This instructions allows you to be more, easier. It's more easier for you to be able to use it. And if you get lost in using it, there's instructions to show you what these problems are. So we are what? The creation of God. The Bible is the manual. And of course, God is the guide. And so when we do get lost, because the devil will try to change our paths. We have to seek him. We have to pray. You have to take the time to sacrifice, just like how you have to take time to read the instructions of a manual that is given to you, which I know many people don't, right? But when they do, they can figure out what the problem is. So I want you to take that same perspective into reading the Bible, to understanding, well, what does this Bible telling me about my life or what I'm going through? Well, the Bible was written thousands of years ago, but yet it relates to every single human being. And so people might say, well, there's a lot of mistakes. No, the prophets, right? The disciples, they wrote and they interpreted some of God's words in a lower format of vibrational power. You see what I'm saying? But Jesus Christ, God, their words are perfect. And understand that that is who you look for guide, right? Because they came to do spiritual work. Jesus Christ came on earth to do spiritual work. All the other prophets came to do physical and mental work, right? And to lead and guide about the spiritual work, which is Jesus Christ. This is Jehovah, Yahweh. So they came to do, right, eternal work. And so they gave us the guide and understanding, and they gave us interpreters, and they gave us people that can actually help us to understand the true way of God. And so these are some of the things that people need to really take into perspective, because you see, if it wasn't end times, there wouldn't be signs. You understand? Money's changing. Societies, currencies are changing. Things that never happen is happening. Rivers, lakes drying up, right? Famine everywhere, right? Disasters are moving through. But the scary thing is, it has happened so much times that it's becoming a norm. It's becoming part of the culture. Disasters are becoming part of the culture, where, killings of what's it called, of animals, and and you don't know how that happened, where so much, even the desert, right? Deserts are flooding. Now you tell me, this is a great sign, because deserts don't flood, right? If you go into a desert, right, and you don't bring enough water, or you don't prepare yourself the right way, chances are you will die. So now, because flood is happening so vastly around the world, that even in the desert is taking place. So places where it's supposed to have water is not having water, it's drying. Places that is not supposed to have water, it's having water. So it's changing. People might blame climate change, but what about the destruction of the people? What about the wars? What about the things, the money war that we're having, that people are so silent about? These things are very, very serious. So think about what I just said. I know everybody that's watching this video is a human being. So you have thoughts, you have understanding. Understand that the knowledge that you're taught is not always right. But you see, the Holy Spirit has knowledge that is above all our knowledges, that is willing to share with you if you develop a relationship with the Holy Spirit. Because that knowledge, it's elevated to the highest of the high. So just remember that. Holy Spirit cannot be contained in a box. His knowledge is superior above all knowledge. His ways are not of the people's ways because he's part of the Trinity. And so we all know in the spiritual is absolute power. Lucifer, demons, entities, principalities, all of these evil sources of power still recognizes the Holy Spirit as supreme power. So just remember, Jesus is the way. Yahweh is the way. Understand that he was there and he'll always be there. Love God with your heart because he created it for you and he gave it to you and he gave you a free will to understand. There's so much false knowledge that may seem like it is true, but it is not true. So think about it. Have a great day, guys. Bye now.